Hi, Assalamualaikum everyone. Good morning. Okay, our lesson today will be Form 4 English Language, Unit 4 Reading, and the title of the text is More Than Just Beats and Rhymes, A Brief History of Hip Hop. Okay, so how is everyone doing today? I hope everybody is doing fine and ready to start our lesson. So what we will do today? Today we will read a text on page 58 of your Full Blast Plus 4 textbook. Then we will discuss task B and C together, and you will answer task D on a Google Forms provided in the description below. Okay, so let's get started. Now first, what is hip hop? Okay, the Cambridge Online Dictionary said that hip hop is a type of popular music in which the words are spoken rather than sung, and the subject of the songs is often politics or society. And some popular hip hop artists internationally are Jay-Z, Kanye West, Eminem, and Dr. Dre. I'm sure you have at least listened to some of these artists' songs, but what about in Malaysia? Do you know of any local hip hop artists? I don't really listen to hip hop, but let me know if you have a favorite Malaysian hip hop bands or artists in the comment section below. Okay? Now let's start reading. And the title is More Than Just Beats and Rhymes, A Brief History of Hip Hop. Hip hop is commonly known as a type of music. However, where did it begin? If you ask someone who Clive Campbell is, they probably wouldn't know. Yet, without him, there would be no hip hop. The roots of hip-hop go back to Jamaican immigrants in New York City in the 1960s. Young people there grew up listening to the rhythms of funk and soul. This music was great for social events that needed a DJ who chose and played popular songs. There was also an MC who entertained guests between songs by telling jokes and inventing rhymes. Okay, a DJ is also a disc jockey, and an MC is actually the master of ceremonies. Okay, next. Hip-hop was born on a Friday night in 1973 at 5020 Sedgwick Avenue, an apartment block in the Bronx. Clive, aka Herc, who was the DJ at a gathering there, noticed that the guests liked it when there was an instrumental break in a song. So he decided to make the breaks longer by playing the same section of drum beat over and over again. He also played two records at once and mixed the two rhythms together. People loved it. In fact, so many people came that the party had to be moved outside to Cedar Park. Herc had helped invent a new kind of popular music. AKA over here means also known as. Next, after his debut, Herc became Cool Herc, the most famous DJ of the era, known as the old school. The early DJs also came up with techniques that many hip-hop artists would use in the future, such as scratching. This involves moving a vinyl record back and forth while it is playing. Meanwhile, MCs were turning their rhymes into spoken word poetry or rap. DJ Africa Bambaataa gave the musical movement the name hip-hop after the nonsense words used by the MCs. During the period, other elements of hip-hop evolved, like graffiti and breaking. Breakdancers would entertain crowds at these gatherings. The dance could be very competitive as two rivals tried to outdo each other on the floor. Next, in the 80s and 90s, hip-hop became popular across the USA. Bands such as Public Enemy had hits with songs that protested against different issues. Many hip-hop artists today still rap about issues such as poverty and violence. On the west coast of the USA, hip-hop became known in cities like San Francisco. Hit rappers such as Ice-T and Dr. Dre developed their own style and helped make the music popular across the country. And lastly, hip-hop has come a long way since the block parties in the Bronx. Today, if you travel to any country in the world, you will find a local hip-hop culture. But one thing hasn't changed. Fans still can't get enough of those beats and rhymes. So, how do you think? Are you able to read this text together with me? Okay, now let's do task B together. I'm sorry because of the image is a bit blurred. I only have a screenshot of a PDF file of the textbook, but I hope you can also refer to your textbook if it's a bit hard to read here. Okay, for task B, you have to read the text quickly and match the headings A to G with the paragraphs 1 to 5. There are 2 extra headings which you do not need to use. Let's get through the headings together. A, the gathering that became a legend. B, hip-hop goes global. C, popular bands of today. D, hip-hop culture begins to develop. E, cool nights in the city. F, rapping techniques. And G, the message spreads across the nation. Okay, I suggest that you pause the video now and you reread the text and try to do task B on your own first. Okay, then you can come back later to check the answers together with me. Okay, so I hope you have done that. Let's discuss the answers. For paragraph 1, the heading is E, cool nights in the city. Next, for paragraph 2, the answer is A, the gathering that became a legend. For paragraph 3, the answer is D, hip-hop culture begins to develop. Next, paragraph 4, the heading is G, the message spreads across the nation. And lastly, for paragraph 5, the heading is hip-hop goes global. Okay, now that's the end of task B. Now why don't we move on to task C together? For task C, you are required to read again and write T for true and F for false. Okay, remember, just T for true and F for false. Do not tick or do not write across. Okay, you can also pause this video right now and try to do it on your own first before you come back here to check your answers. Okay, I think we are ready. Now let's look at number 1. Statement 1. When organizing gatherings, both a DJ and an MC were needed. Do you still remember what is a DJ? Yeah, it's a disc jockey. What about an MC? What is an MC? Yeah, an MC is the master of ceremonies. Okay, let's look at the answer. For number 1, it is true. You need both a DJ and an MC. Next, number 2. Herb began his career as an MC. Do you think this is true? No, it's not true. Herb began his career as a DJ. Okay, number 3. Herb came out with hip-hop when he realized people didn't like the music he was playing. Do you think this is true or false? False. He came up with it when he realized that people like the music. Okay, and next, number 4, the first hip-hop party spread to a park. Is this true? Yes. Okay, originally it only started in a block and then it spread to Cedar Park. Okay, let's move on to number 5. Hip-hop got its name from the lyrics of a song. You sure? No. A DJ gave the name hip-hop, okay, from the nonsense words that the MC always speak. And number 6, at parties, break dancers competed against each other. Is this true? Yes, this is true. And they tried to outdo each other. Okay, you can see that in the text. And lastly, I'm sorry, it should be number 7. Lots of hip-hop songs which had to do with social issues became hits. And yes, this is also true. Congratulations, you have come to the end of task C. Okay, for task D, why don't you click the link in the description below to answer task D on a Google Forms that I have created for you. It is actually a quiz, so your marks, your grade will be released to you once you submit your answers. Okay, and if you are a teacher, you can also get a copy of the Google form by clicking another link. Okay, and thank you everyone for watching today. Feel free to ask me if you have any questions, and I hope my video has helped you to understand task 4B, reading on page 58 of the full plus 4. Now that's a mouthful to say, right? Okay, thank you for watching. See you again. Bye-bye. Assalamualaikum.